Hey YouTube, Mike the Alpha Hoarder here. Thanks for joining me today. To all my regulars, thanks so much for coming back around. And to all my new subscribers, I appreciate you. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Share some alpha cards with you. A week or so back, I did a 4-video mega rant on the 30th anniversary set. I figured that was probably enough of me rambling for the typical viewer to digest for a little while. So I did take the last week off to try to catch up on real world stuff. You know, I've been a little busy. The Las Vegas thing went down this last weekend. And, you know, I didn't attend, so I didn't really have anything to add. So if you were wondering, that's why there was a slightly longer gap between videos. But I'm back today with a short market update. And then I also have 2 packages that I want to look at in particular. And both of them are from viewers, actually. And so, yeah, let's do that. Start with this one. The alpha market has had its ups and downs this year for sure. I started this channel back in April, and shortly before I started the channel, I had noticed that the inventory was really starting to spike up, to skyrocket, you know, by alpha standards. I'd spent quite a while in that market, and I just hadn't seen the amount of cards coming that were showing up. And that lasted a while. I reported on it at the time. But then sort of late summer, end of July kind of thing, that stopped. And for a little while it appeared that we were sitting in an equilibrium. You know, the prices weren't really softening anymore. Cards weren't really showing up. I reported on that too at the time. Let's see what we got here. Oh, cool. I'm gonna have to cover this up. Hold on a second. Man, I just love looking at these things. So these are a few cards that I purchased from a gentleman who views the channel. I'm looking forward to seeing them. They are hopefully in very nice condition. But he mentioned that he had the sort of original packing slip here, and I just love looking at these. So let me just peek at the date here off camera if it shows it. When were these purchased? 2018. 2018, not that long ago, and yet look at these prices. Doppelganger for 600 bucks. Natural Selection for 250. I mean, that's that is quite a return in just a couple of years. In 4 years, I mean, you're hard pressed to find these cards for 10 times that. Not quite so for Raging River, but anyway, very cool. And now you got a bit of a sneak peek at what should be in here. If I can figure out how this packed. Were they inside these? Huh. I guess so. Should keep them nice and safe, though. That's appreciated. Anyway, in late July, I sort of reported the inventory had kind of stopped showing up. And, you know, no one knows when we are at a bottom or what. But it stuck that way for a little while, so I made a little video on it. And so I wanted to make another video now because I have noticed another change in the last few weeks, another sort of strange shift. And, you know, it's sort of above my pay grade to really make too much sense of it, but I do want to report on it at least. So I have noticed, once again, a wave of alpha collections coming for sale. In this case, it's actually a lot of nicer cards. A lot of graded cards have gone by. Most recently, what looked like a good chunk of a PSA 9 set was sort of listed and moved. I'm seeing sellers with very little sales history listing and selling some nice condition cards. You know, when you see that, it tells you that those channels are not not channels, those sellers. They're not consigners or anything. You know, this is somebody selling their individual collection. And, you know, when they're in good condition like that, you know, it's probably from a personal collection that they've had a long time. And so this inventory spike is notable. But what makes it different than when I saw this back in April is I'm not feeling, holy shit. Look at this. Let me finish this thought before I lose it. I'm not feeling, the market's not feeling as soft as it was. Fewer auctions are ending much lower than you'd expect. I don't feel like the prices have gone back to sort of where they were before everything went a little nuts a year back, but it's definitely not quite what we were looking at in, you know, March and April of last year, where you could just tell the prices were softening and you were getting auctions too low. There is still some of that, but this wave feels a little different, and I'm not sure what to make of that. Okay, we'll get back to that in just a second. So as you can see, this is just a really awesome acquisition. This gentleman has some awesome cards in his collection, and I was just thrilled he was willing to part with them, some of them. These are all very iconic cards that I just love. Okay, let's take a good look. Demonic Hordes. Really nice centering. A little off right left, but really nice. We got beautiful edges and corners. No inking. Surface is awesome. Wow. Wow. It is a rare pleasure to find these kinds of cards, this caliber of card in this condition. Really cool. Just real quick, Hordes. There are 9 of these guys on the market right now. One of them is close to near mint. The price is ranging from $1,300 to $3,000. There's also a Kid Icarus auction that just went up. By the time this video posts, it'll probably still have 3 or 4 days left on it. It's pretty decent condition one. So, you know, hey, maybe that's an auction that'll end low. You might want to take a look. Recent sales, a PSA 9 sold for $2,150. That's all I could find for public sales. The pop on that guy is 141, 59 of which are near mint. Here's another card that's tough to find these days. The art is very unique, very iconic. And these really minty cards are starting to get pricey. Wow, this is beautiful. I am thrilled with this. Once again, we've got really solid centering. The top bottom here is off by just a bit, but right left is pretty on point. Edges look good, corners look good. Wow. This gentleman definitely took good care of the cards. Natural selection. Let's see, this guy I think also has 9 on the market. 2 of them are near mint, and he also, I think, was it this one? Yeah, I think so. I think both of these, I think Kid Icarus has an auction for both of these that just went up. I believe that's the case. But aside from the auction, there are 9 natural selections on the market that I could find. 2 of them are near mint. The price for the played ones is sort of $1,400 to $2,500. One of the near mints is $3,800, and the other is a 9.5 gem mint for $6,350. And the only recent sale I could find, the only public recent sale, was a heavily played copy for $1,400. And that brings us to these two. This is This is one of my favorite cards in Alpha. Everything about it. When I, first encountered these cards, I suppose it was revised. I discovered Clone first. Clone, I believe, is uncommon, right? And I just remember how cool I thought it was, and cloning creatures and all that. And then later I discovered the Doppelganger, which is like just a cooler version of Clone. And the art. And just this quickly became one of my favorite cards. And it's definitely not just me, because if you look around today, the Doppelganger, I put her up there with a card like Shivan Dragon. The people that have them just tend to hold on to them. And it is just really a delight to see one copy, let alone two, and in this condition. This is awesome. All right, so let's take a look at them. Nice clean surface. Edges and corners are nice. Lovely card. This is one of those cards I really can't resist. If she comes along at the right price, in good condition, I'm gonna get her every time. I wish I had a pile, but I don't. A little too late to the hobby for that. But not complaining. Look at this. Awesome take so far. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, okay, so the other thing I've noticed. So we've got this inventory increasing. Not as soft as last time, though. But then on the other side, I have watches on eBay on tons of cards. I actually hit the limit where I couldn't add anything else to the watch list. And many of the ones I'm watching are sort of the high-end stuff, just because I want to know when it moves. I like to be alerted to those sort of things. And over the last 6 weeks or so, quite a lot of very high-end cards have moved. Now, they're disappearing off eBay. I can't confirm if they were just removed or if they were eventually relisted, but this is different sellers spread over something like a 45 or 60 day window. It feels like they're being picked off the market. I know that I'm a whale in many ways, but each larger whale is sort of an order of magnitude larger. And what I'm talking about here is sort of, if this is one or two people or whatever it is, these are the really big whales. So a $350,000 BGS 9 Alpha Lotus that's been on the market for a while disappeared. A $155,000 9.5 Beta disappeared. $40,000 CGC 5 Beta Lotus. And then something like another $90,000 worth of Alpha Power, different Moxes and stuff sold. A sealed beta starter deck sold for 40, a sealed beta booster sold for 14, a sealed unlimited starter sold for 27. It's just more than normal. All right, so this is from another viewer, this card. This is actually not an Alpha card, but I wanted to open it anyway. I'll throw his business card here. So trustworthy gentleman, smooth transaction. As long as everything in this looks good, I guess we'll both find out together. But yeah, I guess check out his store. Anyway, there's more movement than normal at the real high-end stuff. And so it seems to me that the high-end, at the high end, the collectors and investors seem to be more willing to deploy capital back into this stuff than they have been for a while. There was a while where I guess people were sitting out, either doing other things or waiting to see what happened. So at the high end of the market, there's more activity going on. Whereas over here at the low end, the other end of the market, let's say, people are getting pounded by the economy and inflation and interest rates and rising rents and all these things. And it seems like some people are being forced to fold hands that they maybe didn't want to fold. They were maybe trying to weather the storm but didn't last. And so we've got these really nice collections coming to market kind of a little later than you'd think. Not sure, but you got this inventory on one end sort of showing up. It's not selling as soft as it was, but whenever inventory spikes, you get some reaction on the prices. And then at the high end, you've got these cards sort of disappearing at a rate that seems a little bit too fast. It feels like money is coming back into the hobby there. So it doesn't mean this won't all fall off a cliff tomorrow, but at the moment, I'm just not seeing the signs of softness. And I remain hopeful. I remain hopeful that we already touched the floor in the alpha market. Hard to say. It's a tough economy right now. But if you're financially established and you have disposable income and you want to park it in something you love, and you've been looking at a good time to enter, the alpha market, there are some signs that this is still a good buyer's market and that it may not be for too much longer. The confidence that's showing up at the sort of high end could start working its way down. And again, these auctions are not ending quite as soft as they were. So, maybe this is sort of the time to buy. But of course, keep in mind, the opportunity costs are higher than normal because, things like the stock market are at a discount right now. So, as always, I don't recommend you buy this stuff unless you have a high risk tolerance and you understand that we're all speculating. And your finances have to be in good order. So anyway, okay. So this is a foil metal worker. I mentioned in one of my other videos, this is a card I absolutely adore. I really love the foil metal worker. Two different viewers mentioned to me that they're sort of aware of buyouts on this card in their network. I was late to this party. I was really just too late to this party. This card is expensive now. I love them. I say all the time I'm not really a player. I do play sometimes, and one of the more recent decks I built that I love is based on metal worker, and I love the mechanic. I love everything about it. I wish I had sort of had an eye on it earlier on. But I'm scooping up copies. The reason I wanted to open it here is just to mention to anyone who might want to sort of cash theirs in. I'm not paying 60 cents on the dollar. I'm basically paying private transaction, off-platform price, market value. And, if you want a smooth transaction, I can throw you on video here. I need a few more copies still. This is a very clean one. For those of you interested, they basically all have this roller line. It's on the left side about 3/4 of an inch in. I think, I might here. Hold on. Ugh. This is one of my binders of non-alpha cards. I think I only have one copy without the roller line. Or at least the roller line is very light. Yeah, I actually don't even see it. Yeah, so I have one copy without the roller line. I've got a bunch in this binder, but as you can see, I need a few more. All right, so anyway, that's pretty much my video for today. Just wanted to give a quick little market update. Something's going on. I'm not sure what it means, but keep an eye out on it. And, maybe check out Kid Icarus if you're interested in one of these two cards. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying my content and you want to see the channel grow, consider planting it in a nice pot and moving it outside into the sunlight. I definitely don't get enough sunlight. See you next time.